Peace of the Lord be with you. A very warm welcome to PCGTV News. This bulletin is live from our studio, Church House, Osu, Accra. In the headlines, Faith in Action. Presbyterian Church of Ghana mobilizes nationwide support for Kutunse project. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry holds 49th Annual General Meeting, reaffirms commitment to private sector growth. And also, Fiape District Women's Fellowship holds 8th Annual Conference, celebrates heritage and compassion. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Georgette Anane. The news in details continues after the break. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana will on Sunday, 26 October 2025, observe a nationwide exchange of pulpits and fundraising service in all congregations to support the construction of the Kutunse Conference Center project. The special event, themed, Let Us Rise Up and Build, Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 18, aims to mobilize the entire church toward realizing this major development initiative. After years of planning and negotiations, the vision has been revitalized under the leadership of the current moderator, Right Reverend Dr. Abraham Nano Parekwachi, who has led fresh engagements to secure ownership and chart a renewed path for development. When completed, the Kutunse Conference Center will feature 2 major conference halls with seating capacities of 1,600 and 5,000, a serene prayer garden, administration block, library, museum, clinic, and residential accommodation for up to 1,000 guests. The goal is to complete the first phase of the project in time for the bicentennial celebration of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Ahead of the moderator's planned visit to the site in November 2025, the Public Relations Officer of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Mr. Jerome Octber, together with the PCGTV News team, visited the site on Wednesday, 22nd October 2025, to inspect ongoing works and interact with the site's project manager, Mr. Kwesi Ando, and Reverend Patrick Ni Owusu Ama, properties manager of Presbyterian Church of Ghana and technical officer of the Kutunse Project Committee. According to Mr. Ando, the substructure of the 1,600-seater auditorium has been completed, with drainage and roadworks progressing steadily. Phase 1, Lot 1, will comprise the main auditorium, while Lot 2 will feature residential and staff facilities.
For now, we've been commissioned to do the 1,600-seater conference facility block, and that is the work that is ongoing now. And we are to do also the roads and the drains. Now, all drawings for the roads and the drains are now set. So we've targeted for the month of November to commence the drains and the road works. But for now, we are on the 1,600-seater capacity. And I showed that walk through the site, we could see that the oversight concrete now, we've done like 65%. It's left another 10% to complete. This structure, we have queue for what we call the quadrant 4. We are proposing a basement, but that one is something to be discussed and finalized. That's why that portion has not been tackled. So if you are going to do the basement, then that space will change. They've approximately done about 40 of the columns from ground floor to the first floor. We are looking at 79 columns in total. Now, we have the substructure. The substructure, we done the oversight. So after the oversight, then that means that we are starting with the superstructure. That's why you use the pillars, but we'll call it columns. So now we've seen columns
Reverend Ni Owusu Ama explained that work has now advanced to the superstructure stage with significant visible progress expected by December 2025. He appealed to all Presbyterian Church of Ghana members and ministers to contribute prayerfully and financially toward the project's realization.
Currently, we are doing the phase 1, lot 1, that is the conference facility. This is what we are doing on them, and the roads, as he indicated. This is what we'll be doing for phase 1. When we come to phase 1, lot 2, we will be looking at the gatehouse, the entrance. Then we will also be looking at the administration block. Then we will also come and take some residential facilities so that after this project, people can still come and have their conferences when we have some residences ready and they will be sleeping in. We also have some of the staff's accommodation ready so that some staff will be on site. So that is for phase 1, lot 2. So the phase 1 project has been divided into lots, lot 1 and lot 2. The bigger facility, which is the 5,000 seater capacity, will come in phase 2, not in phase 1. But for the phase 1, this is what we are doing.
Okay, so we will say we are at the superstructure stage, and a lot of work goes on in the substructure. So in any building project, we spend a lot of time on the substructure. When we are done with the substructure and we come to the superstructure, you see it rising faster. So for now, though we may think that we are now starting the superstructure, a lot of work has gone on in the substructure, and in the next, by December, what we are going to see will marvel us, because at this stage, the work will be sprouting out like very fast. The substructure is the foundation. The superstructure is after the foundation, what comes up to the top, what we see. This project has always been a dream for the church. And as we can all see from the pictures and videos circulating, it has become a reality. However, it is very expensive. What we are seeing now is very expensive. And we will need every member to come on board to support this project. I can assure the Presbyterian Church of Ghana that if everyone is contributing his or her quota to this project, we will be able to finish before 2028 what we have put before us. It's just about committing ourselves to the financial aspects of it. And I want to encourage my colleague ministers that we should get our members to come on board. Because if this thing becomes a reality, it is to the glory of God, and the church will also benefit so much from it. So we should all get involved, should all come on board in support. I know the 200 cedis for some people, it is no money just to say that you can contribute more than 200. The 1,000K for 1,000 cedis per year per member is also available. Even if you want to do a bulk sum, 1 million, 2 million Ghana cedis contribution, you are welcome, so that this project would become a reality very soon.
The exchange of pulpit and fundraising service on October 26, 2025 will provide an opportunity for ministers to preach in different congregations while encouraging members across the nation to give generously toward the projects. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana believes this joint effort will demonstrate the unity, faith, and determination of the church to build a lasting legacy for future generations, truly living out the charge. Let us rise up and build.
Imagine a state-of-the-art conference center where Presbyterian Church of Ghana members from all over the world can gather and worship together. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana is making this vision a reality with the Kuntunse project. Your support is needed. On Sunday, 26th October 2025, join the exchange of pulpit and fundraising for Kuntunse as we come together to raise funds for this noble project at all congregations. As Nehemiah challenged his people to rise up and build, we too are called to support this worthy cause. Let's come together. Let's build the Presbyterian Conference Center. Let's build the Kuntunse project. Get ready. Prepare for the exchange of pulpit and fundraising for the Kuntunse project on Sunday, 26th October 2025.
The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GNCCI, on Wednesday, 22nd October 2025, held its 49th annual general meeting at the Ghana Shippers House Rich under the inspiring theme, Strengthening Local Business for Sustainable Growth and Development. The event brought together distinguished personalities from the business community, government, and private sector stakeholders to review the Chamber's performance and discuss strategies to promote sustainable economic growth. In his address, Mr. Stefan Miazan, President of GNCCI, reaffirmed the Chamber's commitment to empowering local businesses through advocacy, innovation, and strategic partnerships. He emphasized the need for policies that foster entrepreneurship and industrial growth as key drivers of Ghana's economic sustainability.
Today's gathering provides us with the opportunity to reflect on our collective achievements, address the pressing issues confronting businesses, and chart a bold course for the future of our esteemed chamber. Strengthening local businesses for sustainable growth and development could not be timelier and more relevant. In an era marked by rising global trade tensions and increasing effort by nations to protect their domestic industries, Ghana must act swiftly to secure the competitiveness of its local firms. Strengthening local businesses is therefore very essential, not only to withstand external shocks, but also to take full advantage of regional and other trade opportunities.
The guest speaker, Madam Efia Anochewa, Managing Director of Great Anaporium, delivered an insightful presentation on the importance of building resilient local industries that can compete globally while supporting national development.
For women, the climb is even steeper. The MasterCard Index of Women Entrepreneurs 2023 shows that while Ghana ranks amongst Africa's leaders in female business ownership, many women still face financing gaps, limited networks, and social-cultural barriers that limit how far they can go. Running a small business requires steady cash flow, but in truth, that's one of the hardest things to maintain. Sourcing quality coconut oil and honey for my sector and packaging them attractively comes at a high cost. Supermarkets often operate on credit basis, meaning payments can be delayed for weeks or months, and occasionally years. Every entrepreneur can relate to this. As a result, maintaining production and restocking can become a constant balancing act. Accessing funding is another hassle on its own. It's a battle we fight all the time.
Representing the Minister for Trade, Agriculture and Industry, Mr. Bernard Ayensu, commended the GNCCI for its continuous efforts in promoting private sector interest and assured the Chamber of Government's commitment to creating a favorable business environment.
Yes, whilst we acknowledge that the ministry ought to do more to improve the space for our local businesses to thrive, we are of the expectation that we will be able to work with partners like GNCCI, like yourselves, like our MSMEs, such that whatever we do within the policy space would adequately or comprehensively respond to the challenges that exist. Also, we deem as a ministry, we deem this platform as critical in generating ideas. So the proposals that come, they are critical in generating ideas that would enable the ministry to fashion policies and strategies that adequately respond to our needs as industry.
The annual general meeting also featured the presentation of annual reports and financial statements for 2024, highlighting the Chamber's achievements and financial health. Established under LI 611 of 1968, Act 232, the GNCCI remains a vital link between the private sector and government, offering a wide range of business support services while influencing policies that enhance Ghana's economic development.
So many occasions, as such, fora, we have invited the bigwigs, the captains of industry, to speak to the team. But on this occasion, we actually wanted to have the youth speak to the team, so that our government now and in the future can understand the plight of these young ones. If we can listen, if we all remember what was presented by Fia Anachua, which was brilliant, calling upon the government to support the youth. The challenges that as a female she's gone through, and just like all young female entrepreneurs have gone through, to even register a product, you go through all this process. By the time you are cleared, your license or your whatever license is even expired, so you have to renew it again. So it is very important that we drew the government's attention to these pertinent issues that government has been calling.
The Chamber reaffirmed its dedication to strengthening local businesses as a means of ensuring long-term economic resilience and prosperity for the nation. Moving on, the Fiapre District Women's Fellowship of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana has held its 8th annual conference from Friday 10th to Sunday 12th October 2025 at the Grace Congregation, Berlin Top, under the inspiring theme, Women, the Bedrock of Our Heritage. The 3-day conference brought together over 100 women from across the district to celebrate, reflect, and strengthen their commitment to the church's mission through worship, learning, and community service. Delivering the thematic exposition, Reverend Joseph Edu Ajim Jr., minister in charge of Grace Congregation, highlighted the indispensable role women have played in the history and growth of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. He emphasized that the church's story cannot be told without acknowledging the immense contributions of women who have served faithfully in ministry, leadership, and community transformation. Reverend Edu Ajim urged participants to emulate the examples of biblical women such as Joanna, Susanna, and Mary Magdalene, who supported the ministry of Christ with their resources and devotion. He noted that describing women as the bedrock of Presbyterian heritage challenges them to build upon the spiritual and cultural foundations laid by Christ and the early missionaries. A major highlight of the event was a cooking competition which featured participants from various congregations showcasing their culinary skills and traditional dishes that reflected the rich cultural identity of the church. Mount Zion Congregation emerged as the overall winner, receiving a special prize courtesy of Onga Ghana, who supported the event with branded products. In a touching gesture of compassion, the Women's Fellowship also made a donation of food items to the Hanukkah Children's Home, reaffirming their commitment to extending Christ's love to the less privileged in society. The conference ended with renewed zeal among the women to preserve the church's heritage while promoting compassion, service, and unity within their families, congregations, and communities. Away from that, the Bechem zone of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana and the Banga Hafo Presbytery has held its 3rd session of the 2025-2026 ecclesiastical year zonal thematic reflection at the Good Shepherd Congregation Bechem on Thursday, October 16, 2025. The event, held under the overarching theme, Celebrating Our Heritage, building on the foundation already laid, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11, brought together ministers, catechists, district and congregational executives, lay preachers, and other members from across the zone to reflect deeply on the spiritual and historical heritage of the church. Delivering the thematic exposition, Reverend Benjamin Appiah, chairperson of the Bronga-Hafo Presbytery, emphasized that Jesus Christ remains the defining foundation of Presbyterian heritage. He reminded participants that while the Presbyterian Church is recognized for its structures, educational institutions, and organizational discipline, its true heritage is anchored in the person and teachings of Jesus Christ. Our heritage is not only reflected in our infrastructure, Reverend Appiah stated, but in our values, discipline, integrity, moral uprightness, and hard work, all of which are embodied in Jesus Christ. He urged participants to deepen their personal relationship with Christ, stressing that genuine spiritual growth is measured not by external achievement, but by the strength of one's faith and obedience to God's word. Reverend Appiah also cautioned members to be mindful of how they build upon the foundation laid by Christ, encouraging them to use quality materials and metaphor for sincerity, truth, and commitment in their service to the church. We have inherited a church that is Christ-centered, reformed, and still reforming, he noted. As we build upon this foundation, we must ask ourselves, what kind of church are we leaving behind? The reflection concluded with renewed dedication among participants to uphold the Presbyterian tradition while centering their faith, ministry, and mission on Christ. The session served as a moment of introspection, thanksgiving, and recommitment. Continue building a Christ-centered church that honors its past and looks confidently to the future. This is where we end the PCGTV news. A recap of the headlines. Faith in action. Presbyterian Church of Ghana mobilizes nationwide support for Kuntunse project. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry holds 49th annual general meeting, reaffirms commitment to private sector growth, and also Fiapre District Women's Fellowship holds 8th annual conference, celebrates heritage and compassion. We are grateful for your time with us today. My name is Georgette Anane. Do have a marvelous day and enjoy the rest of our programs.